There's a good chance that Jasmy's bottomed here. On the daily chart, there isn't really a whole lot of price history for Jasmy, so most technical indicators aren't going to work that well, at least on the longer time frames. The only thing we can really tell from this is we have moved down 97% from its all-time high when we set this low here. We are seeing some resistance in this zone right now, marked by this red box in the Ichimoku cloud. But again, this could be nullified since there isn't a whole lot of price history for this. If we go down to the 4-hourly chart, you can see the Ichimoku cloud has kept Jasmy in a downtrend for quite some time. This is really the first time we've actually broken bullish out of this, which is a good sign. You see that we've been touching the EMA ribbon quite nicely, finding some decent support in this range. I think Jasmy does need to cool off a little bit though before we can move higher. Maybe a consolidation down to this green box, a little movement sideways before we break out of this, retest it, and move further. Up on the hourly time frame, you can actually see we're keeping this trend line currently, but it looks like we're about to break it. If Jasmy really is that bullish, we could potentially see a move down to this 200 hourly moving average, bounce off of it, and continue to test this red box until we break through it. You can also see that the EMA ribbon has offered decent support up to this point. Momentum is slowing down, so we could likely see a move like I just mentioned. If we clean up the graph on the hourly a little bit, we can actually see that we have a bull flag forming, which in my opinion is probably the best thing for Jasmy because we definitely don't want to just blow through this range and have something like a blow off top that just smacks us back downwards. As I mentioned in my previous video, I'm not a huge fan of taking price targets from patterns like this because sometimes they can be really inaccurate. If you draw a line from this high to this low here, this is considered the flagpole. Usually it breaks out about 70% of the way through the triangle, so we'll probably put this right about here. And we can see that we have a price target of about 0.12. This bull flag plays out like how it's supposed to and actually breaks out bullish. We can take a Fibonacci retracement from this high to this low, kind of get a general idea of where the price could be heading. I mentioned previously 0.12. I'm more inclined to believe that we're probably going to stop out at 0.1 before potentially consolidating or even having a correction. We could also very well bounce off this 0.1 level and see a correction back down to this red box before trending higher. Take a look at the Bitcoin pair. It really doesn't look a whole lot different than the USDT pair, even on the hourly and the 4-hourly time frames. So I'm really not going to talk about it that much. So I drew a fib retracement from this bottom to this top here. If Jasmy does break bearish out of this bull flag, we could likely see support down at the 618 level, around 2.5 cents. If Jasmy breaks the 618, we'll go down to the 786, but in my opinion, if we break the 618, we'll probably just sweep the low again. The main reason I think Jasmy set a bottom right here is because we've dropped 97% since our all-time high, and a coin can only drop 100% because at 100% it's worth $0. So we really didn't have that much more room to go all down from its all-time high, so I'm not surprised that we're starting to see an uptrend here. Another thing that I've heard going around is that Jasmy has started a buyback program, and I'm not really sure how many coins or how often they're going to buy back these coins, but this could have also ignited the move to the upside. I've also heard that Jasmy has been holding on to the institutional buy orders during this downtrend. I think this is because it's such a small cap coin that if they did enter these, the price would just spike wildly and then come back down again. So they could very well be slowly introducing that money into the ecosystem right now. So this is all I have for Jasmy today. This is not financial advice, and happy trading.